watching, waiting, and trying to be cool. Awkward, stupid, feeling like a fool. And I stutter, tremble, panic grips the mind. Emotion, commotion, I must be going blind. Getting late for explanation. Hi.
Hey Peter, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. And you?
I'm
All good?
I'm doing good, Peter. So how are you? How was the day so far?
Yeah, it was good, I think. A bit tired. I work as a special needs education teacher as a day job, so it was a full day, but all good. I see you have a great T-shirt on as well. I just listened to Parasomnia.
Oh,
The
that's a
latest.
great album, I would say. A great
Yeah,
comeback album from Dream Theater. It's a fantastic album.
definitely.
Uh,
But they're always great, I think. I've seen
yeah,
them, I think maybe seven, eight times, something like that live, both at the Sweden Rock Festival and back home in Gothenburg and in Stockholm as well, and so on. So, and they always put on a great show. So, yeah,
absolutely. Great.
definitely.
Awesome, awesome. So,
Yeah.
Peter, your new album, your new debut album, Trial by Fire, is to be out on October 24th. So, would you like to tell me a bit on the songwriting process and the production behind this new album?
Yeah, sure. Well, I think the starting point was then we have to go back about 2.5 years. I was in a band called Magasin 99 or Magasin 99, which basically was a sort of a punk rock outfit with Swedish lyrics,
Mm.
and we disbanded in the beginning of 2022, and I started thinking, what do I want to do next? Do I want to start a new band? Not really. Uh, do I want to join a band? I'm not really keen on that either. So what the hell am I gonna do then? Because, I had a lot of songs lying around that I've written over the years for other projects and other bands that I've been playing in. Um, I play the drums as well, so I played drums in a lot of different bands, and I also sang in a couple of them as a frontman. And well, it happened that two of my best and dearest friends went to a concert actually in Gothenburg, and this was in December of 2022. And by that time, I had sort of made up my mind. So I asked them, well, I'm thinking about maybe recording a couple of songs on my own as like a solo project or whatever, and should you be interested in helping me out? And they just said, yes, of course, so that's where it started, basically, I think. And then another month or two passed by, and I wrote songs during that period. I also finished up a couple of old songs
Mm.
that I've been that had been lying around for basically years and years. I think the oldest song on the album is actually "Stole My Heart Away," which originates back to 1994. So that's over 30 years,
Yeah.
But it wasn't really finished, so it didn't have a middle eight and it didn't have an intro, and so and I wrote the lyrics when I was about 20, so I thought, well, no, I can't really have those lyrics. I have to write some new lyrics instead, because now I'm an old fart. I'm 50 now, so you progress and you evolve and you mature, over the years. So that was the starting point, and then I had a song called "On My Own," which is on the album as well, which is a bit more in the singer-songwriter type vein, you could say. That was actually the inspiration behind that song was actually a Saxon song.
Mm.
Uh, I really like "Back on the Streets" by Saxon, and that was the main influence music-wise for that particular song. So I played that song for Matt and Mike, my guitar player and keyboard player. Uh, and Mike just looked at me and said, "Well, slow down, slow the tempo down a bit, and because." the lyric is really, really beautiful, and there's some fast chord changes in that song. Maybe you should just slow it down a bit and see how that feels. So, and I was okay, all right. So I played it in a slower tempo, and then he looked at me and he said, "Well, that's your answer to The River by Bruce Springsteen." And I was like, "Okay." I hadn't thought about that, you know. But that's the great thing, I think, you know, when you create something together. I mean, it's my song, I wrote it and everything, but you know, arrangement wise, tempo wise, they came in with a lot of different ideas, and also, you know, maybe we should have another chord here, or maybe another chord progression here, or you know, so bits and pieces like that, and different ideas like that.
Right.
Uh, they really contributed with, and it really helped the songs evolve into something even better and bigger, I think, you know. So that's basically the starting point. And then we rehearsed, I think, for maybe 7, 8 months or something like that, just trying out different ideas, different songs.
Yeah.
And I was writing all along, and we tried out a couple of old songs along with a couple of new songs. Uh, but you know, as it is, everybody has their families and their careers, and so so nothing really happened for a while. And then I met Victor Olsson, the producer, who is also in a band called Saffire. He is also in another band called Gathering of Kings, which is sort of a well, you probably heard of them. It's sort of a super group with different singers and everything, sort of like a Avantasia Phenomena type band or project, rather. I met him actually when Seventh Crystal, another Gothenburg-based band, were doing a video for one of their songs last autumn, and he knows that I've been working on solo material, and I've interviewed him a couple of times as well, because I'm a fellow journalist. You know, I write for Rocknytt, which is Sweden's biggest webzine for all things rock and metal and hard rock and everything in between. So he just told me, well, how are things? You know, how's everything going with with that solo project of yours? And I said, well, not much really, not right now. We're sort of on a hiatus, or you know, we haven't really been doing anything for a couple of months. Well, send me some tracks and I'll have a listen, you know. So I did, and he got back to me in, I think, just a day or two, and he said, "Well, this is good stuff. We should really do something with this and record this, you know." And then the drummer from Seventh Crystal, which is a good friend of mine, Anton, he was going over to Victor's studio anyway, because Victor was also recording a solo album of his own. So he told me, well, my drums are rigged anyway. You know, I'm going to record Victor's tracks the first weekend in November, and then maybe we could record your stuff the weekend after that. What do you think? So I just said, well, sure, okay. So and so that's when we really started working on the album, so to speak, after maybe a year of,
Yeah.
or maybe 18 months rather, of just fooling around with song ideas and stuff like that. So so then the real recording process began, you could say.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Yeah.
Mm. And since the songwriting and the songs go dates back to years, and like you said, some dates back to 30 years behind. And do you think there was some kind of connection between these songs, or something conceptual, or a core topic that was gone behind Trial by Fire?
I think lyric wise, I think there's a connection between the songs, because the last 10, 12 years, I've been going through a divorce. Um, I also have a daughter with autism, and that has impacted me in a lot of ways. And so I think a lot of the lyrics on all the songs, basically, more or less, are inspired by, and it's sort of like a therapy process, really, you know, writing lyrics. So I think the lyrics for, as I told you about the song On My Own, the lyrics to On My Own is is sort of a story of sort of, you're not born with a silver spoon, and you have to make your own way. You have to carve out your own path in life, so to speak. And that was one of the first songs that I actually wrote after my divorce, which was in 2013. I think I wrote that song in 2014 or something like that. So that deals with, well, I've been in a long relationship. Who am I now? Where do I stand right now? How am I going to go forward with my life, so to speak? And so it deals with that, though, that type of theme, basically. And then a song like Mill Valley, which is the big anthemic closing track of the album, is also sort of a key song, actually. It's both a salute or a tip of the hat to my hometown, which in English will be Mill Valley, which is just southeast of Gothenburg. And it's also a story about confronting the past, clawing your way out of heartbreak and confusion, and sort of rediscovering yourself. So it's like a homecoming, both mentally and physically, you could say. So you find yourself again, and you also find your way back to your hometown, basically. And then Helpless, which is the first single, is inspired by my ex, who is, well, basically a narcissist. Unfortunately, I have to say, but she's the kind of person who needs help all the time from everybody around her, no matter what, and she also has all the time has some kind of problem that somebody else have to solve for her, basically, so she pins her problems on the world around her, basically. So it deals with that. Stole My Heart Away is, like I said, the oldest song. And it's more about, innocent young love, the first time you fall in love, so to speak, with a person. And your tongue gets tied and you don't really know how to behave, and you just sort of get totally lost in the emotions of being falling in love, basically. And then we have Nevermind, which is also a song about maybe losing yourself a bit to alcohol, and just trying to move on with life, and just telling everybody around you, I'm fine, don't worry about me, I'll just go and have a drink and then everything will be all right. You're sort of in denial that you really need, a shoulder to cry on, or some support. So never mind, I'm fine. So it sort of deals with that. Well, what do we have more? Well, and then we have, of course, Dangerous Curves, which is also about a woman, but another woman in my life who is very special, and we're still friends, but we have a history together, so to speak. And she's very, very, very beautiful, and she knows it, and she sort of plays along with that a bit, with the guys around her, and so it sort of deals with that a bit. And then we have Point of No Return, which is sad, dramatic. That's really, the divorce song on the album. That's when you're in the midst of breaking up, after a long relationship. A woman that who really is your other half, so to speak. But you come to realize that I just can't go on in this relationship. It's so destructive. I'm going to kill myself, basically, if we move forward. So we've reached the point of no return here. We have to go our separate ways, basically. We have to break these chains that binds us together. Did I forget something? Yeah, so that's well, almost all the songs on the album, I think. Yeah,
Perfect, perfect. And
yeah,
speaking on the artwork of Trial by Fire, I can
yeah,
I can see some classic 80s, 70s kind of artwork behind this. So would you like
yeah,
to tell me a bit on the making of this artwork and the story behind it?
yeah. That was intentional. The inspiration was to have sort of like a medallion or like some sort of weapons shield or something like that, which is inspired by like Whitesnake's 1987 album,
Yeah.
and the sword in the Petrified logo as well is a bit inspired by Toto. So it's intentional. But I actually discussed the artwork and the different ideas that I had with Oz from Osukaro, which is another band that I'm friends with, and we also arranged a small festival in Gothenburg a couple of years back, me and Oz, called the Scandinavian Rock Melodic Festival. So we have stayed friends for the past maybe 7, 8, 9 years or something like that. And he's really a great artist and designer, and you know he does artwork for a lot of bands, including his own projects and including also Cairo, of course. So we started talking about different concepts and ideas. I think in May or June, just after the album was mastered and done. Um, and it was really important for me also to have different artwork for all the singles, you know. But we came up with the concept of the tiger and the Aries type figure that you see, the goat, which merges together on the cover there, because they reflect sort of two sides of me. I'm both the tiger and the Aries. I was born in March, so I'm an Aries, you know, as a star sign. And according to the Chinese almanac, I'm born in the year of the tiger. So, so that's basically the tiger is sort of my soul animal, you could say, you know, that I identify with the most, I think, you know. So it deals with that a bit, you know. And of course, it looks like the this medallion or whatever you want to call it is on fire, you know, and so it sort of burns into the wall in the background there. So and the sun, the rays of the sun shines a bit on it as well. So. So I think it turned out really good
Yeah.
actually. So I'm really pleased with the cover. So yeah.
Lovely, lovely, absolutely. And or talking about the videos, you came up with Helpless and very recently released the video for Mill Valley. So would you
Yeah.
like to tell me a bit on the making of these videos?
Yeah, Helpless, which is the first single and video, was actually recorded in Victor's studio, and we set it up so well, the setting is that my good friend Karin, she plays a preschool teacher basically, and I play the problem child, you know, who who everybody is mad with all the time, and who needs help with everything, you know. So we thought we took the lyrical idea of Helpless, which I told you before is basically inspired by my ex and her narcissistic traits, you know. But we thought we should have some fun with it, you know, because small children, I mean, all of them are narcissistic, right? You know, and we have to teach them not to be, so to speak, you know. Um, so we thought, what if we took the band and the band could be like preschool kids, and then we have a preschool teacher, you know, who teaches us. So that's what she says in the beginning, you know, you need to be good, behave now, boys, during band practice, or there will be no beer afterwards, you know. So we thought it's quite a dark lyrical themes. We thought we should do something a bit more tongue in cheek, you know, just to lighten the mood a bit, you know. And then, of course, Victor plays my psychologist as well, while I'm lying on the couch crying, and he speaks to me and tries to comfort me, and gives me tissues and stuff like that. So a dark lyrical theme, but the video is a bit more tongue-in-cheek, basically. So that's the story with that song or that video. Then another friend of mine called Mattias Westman, he's also in a band. He plays bass and sings for a band called Leaf Garden, which is another band that we're friends with, the Gothenburg-based band. He has started quite recently doing lyric videos, actually. So he made a lyric video for another band called Flight of Icarus. I don't know if you've heard of them. It's a Gothenburg-based band as well.
Yeah.
He made a video for them, and then he actually asked me, "Do you have a song in particular in mind that you think could be a good fit for a lyric video?" So I told him, "Yeah, I think so. Maybe Stole My Heart Away, because I had Stole My Heart Away in mind for like a single, for quite some time." So he made that video for me, and we also discussed the ideas of some artwork ideas and stuff like that as well. The images in the video is some of them I made and some he made, and then he sort of merged them together and made a beautiful lyric video out of it as well. So it turned out great. Mill Valley is actually the first video that we recorded, me, Matt, and Mike, and it's actually recorded on location in Mölndal, Mill Valley, in the old part of Mill Valley. And it's also we have a castle called Gunnebo Castle, which you can see in the video as well. And we also have the the waterfalls, as you can see, the rapids. And we have some beautiful lakes and woods as well. And we filmed that actually in late April, I think, or the beginning of May, just when spring was, everything was in bloom, and the trees, were like bright green as they are, in spring. So so it turned out to be a beautiful video as well, and the surroundings around the Gunnebo Castle is like English-inspired gardens as well, which also made for beautiful scenery, so just to show, the beauty of of Mill Valley. Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. And are there plans to come up with another music video close to release of the album?
Yeah, we actually have a video that's in the can, which is done. And it's going to be for the track Weekend Lover, which I actually haven't told you about, but that's about when I met my girlfriend who I'm living with 11 years ago. There was a lot of trains, planes, and automobiles back and forth between Gothenburg and Stockholm, because she's from Stockholm originally, but she lives in Gothenburg right now with me, or in Mill Valley, Mölndal. So it's about that experience of not being able to be with each other all the time, and the sadness and the longing of that. So I want to be more than, because we used to go to each other, during weekends, and so we did that for maybe 18 months before we finally moved in together. So it's about that. It's another beautiful video with a lot of footage of drones flying around Gothenburg and Stockholm, and also we filmed it at a bridge, which is Gothenburg's own Golden Gate Bridge. It's the same architect, actually. It's called Älvsborgsbron, which connects mainland Gothenburg with Hisingen, which is an island, a big island that also belongs to the city. So we shot that video by that bridge. They also have an art gallery there, and some skateboard ramps and stuff like that. So it's a very it's a great environment to shoot videos. Because you also have the port, the Gothenburg docks, just nearby there as well. So you have like great scenery overlooking the harbor. So that video will be released, I think, in early November. I think. I need to release the record first, and then maybe wait a week or two or something like that before I release that video. But it's done, and it turned out great as well. So yeah. So
Really
at least one more video.
looking forward to it, Peter. And
Ah,
October 24th, any big plans on the day of the release?
we're doing a gig actually in Gothenburg on the 25th at a place called The Potato, which is inspired. I think there's a restaurant actually in New York City or something called The Potato, uh, with the same concept, giving local bands a stage basically, and um, yeah, and good food, and the
Yeah,
specialities, of course, potato dishes, like baked potatoes and stuff like that. So we're really looking forward to that and rehearsing. Well, yeah, rehearsing's been great actually. I think we rehearsed four or five times. Going to rehearse a couple of more times before then, and then do that gig, and then we'll see what happens afterwards. Because this has really been, like a studio project basically. So we sort of recorded everything, and now, when the record is done, we're rehearsing, So we're doing everything backwards,
yeah,
But there's a lot of bands doing that these days anyway, Everybody sits at home, doing their parts. The bass player is in one city and doing his bass parts, and then send files back and forth. That's basically how a lot of bands work these days. But we're used to, starting a band, going to the rehearsal space, rehearsing songs, and then record. But now we've done it the other way around, basically. So yeah.
great. And I know you just said like you planned it as a studio project, but are you guys looking for to have an international touring or some European touring in the coming, like the end of the year or early next year?
We'll see what happens. I don't rule anything out, but there's some real planning that needs to happen, because everybody has their lives, their jobs, their families, and everything. So it has to be planned properly and scheduled properly and everything, but never say never. I don't know what's going to happen actually. Um, there are no current plans of like a full-scale European tour or something like that as we speak, but we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. And how do you look into the future of Petrified?
Well, of course, I would like to see a continuation of Petrified. It would be great to record more songs and also maybe do it as a band, to try that out, because the way things have been going with the rehearsals, it's been going great, and everybody gets along well, and we have a really great time, and all the guys in the band right now are really enthusiastic about the material, about the songs. So hopefully we're gonna do some more recordings. Hopefully another album in a year or two. I hope. So I
Amazing.
can definitely see Petrified continuing. Absolutely.
Amazing, amazing. And speaking of the album, like I listened to the album in its entirety, like 12 amazing songs, beautifully
Yeah.
done. The songwriting is mind-blowing. The music,
Oh,
like,
thanks.
you bring the classic hard rock into the modern scene and like a fusion, and it all sounds really amazing. I don't think there'll be not even a single song that could be let out of this album, like from the start to the end. It's totally an awesome album, like a great album, great hard rock album for the year. So thank you and the band for this awesomeness that you have put inside your debut record, Trial by Fire. So thank you for that. And as a creator, how do you feel about the outcome of Trial by Fire?
Well, first of all, thanks a lot, Keith, for those kind words. It really warms my heart to hear. That's basically why I'm doing this, because I think that if I can be moved by the songs, I think other people can be moved as well, So thanks a lot. What was the question again? Was a bit.
As a creator, how do you feel about the outcome of Trial by Fire?
I'm really, really pleased with it actually, and a large part of that I have to dedicate to Victor, my producer, who has produced and mixed the album. Without him, it wouldn't have turned out so great as it did, I think, because he really had great ideas, both, arrangement-wise, on how to do the backing vocals, also the instrumentation, on Mill Valley, which is one of the more produced songs. There's layers and layers on guitars and keyboards and backup vocals there. So I think he has done a great job, in making the album sound as good as it does, basically. So I owe him a lot, actually, I have to say. Um, but I'm really, really pleased with it, and I've got a ton of new songs as well, which I believe very, very strongly in, and I feel are equally as good, if not better, uh, than the songs on the album, actually. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to take the next step, so to speak, with Petrified as well, and go even greater songs and even greater production, But Victor he is a king, He's great, a great guy and a great producer, I couldn't have asked for better collaborators than I have, actually. I'm blessed, actually, this time, because I've been in a lot of bands over the years, and some as all musicians who has played for like 30 odd years as I have, I've been playing in different bands since I was 14. So you have to go back to 1988 if you can believe it, And I played everything from like punk to pop to hard rock to metal to, basically anything, and covers as well, in different bands over the years. And this has been a joyride through and through, because these are I've always written, for other bands, written songs, but I rarely sang those songs myself. And so that's also a crucial thing, that on this album, I have had myself and my own voice in mind for once, And that has also been a challenge because, it's one thing, like I told you before, in the beginning of the interview, I played drums as well. And in most bands that I've played drums in, I've also sang backing vocals, And occasionally, when I've been playing in cover bands, I've also sang lead on a couple of songs, But it's another thing to try to do like an interpretation of another singer and trying to find your own voice, And that is quite a challenge, actually. So it's been challenging as a singer to find the right voicing, the right sound, the right technique, how to sing certain words and certain songs, So it's been a learning process as well for me, as a front man, as a singer, But all good. It's all been good, I think I've evolved as a singer and as a songwriter as well, and that's what it's all about. I think you develop, you refine all the time, and that's the great thing, I think, about being a songwriter and a musician. is that you're never done. You can always learn something new. And I think that's what it's all about, And you also learn a whole lot from other people, And that's the key thing. I think that's what's most important is that uh, we continue to create together, None of this fucking AI bullshit, People need to come together
Yeah,
and create together, play together. That's what it's all about, Trying ideas together, bounce off of each other,
yeah,
And together we can make great things.
absolutely. Just like the good old days. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So that's I think the main thing for me as a songwriter and singer and musician, yeah. So, so basically, and also, I play a little bit of guitar, I play a little bit of keyboards and stuff like that, but I'm not really any good at it, the only thing that I play actually on the album is the intro song, "The Calm Before the Storm." That's all me
Yeah,
on the keyboards. But I have such talented people around me, close friends, who are absolutely amazing on their instruments, So they take my ideas and and make them sound good, And for that, I'm really grateful. So yeah.
fantastic. And then, Peter, finally, any message that you want to give to the rock and metal fans around the world? Because Petrified is something new to a lot of people, I would say. So, any
Yeah.
message for the people around the world?
I really hope that that they really like Petrified as well, and that they can feel that this is something that's really personal. It's something that's really honest. It's straight from the heart. It's me opening my heart to you as a listener, and I really hope that they can feel that, because that's the main thing for me. That I want my music to touch other people. So if I can do that, if I can get just one more person to like my songs, uh, then I'll be forever grateful. That's what it's all about. Moving other people. I think we can move each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great, great. And Peter, I want to thank you so much for giving me today to give me this wonderful opportunity to have this interview with you.
Sure.
A real pleasure and nice meeting you today. And I want to thank you so much and to the entire people behind the making of Trial by Fire. Great work on this album, like I said earlier, a fantastic album for 2025. Totally loving this and wish you and the band all success. And I'm really hoping someday we all can meet together in an international show.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. And thanks a lot for having me, Keith. It's been
My pleasure,
it's
Peter.
been a pleasure through and through, actually. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Peter. Take care and have a great rest of the evening.
Yeah, you too. All right. Take care.
Take care. Bye
See you.
bye. See ya.
All right. Bye bye.